game. Blouses.
Gallon chuck.
Disaster.
Spaghetti.
Disaster.
Well, I mean, I'm no doctor.
We now join America's most popular show, already in progress. Everybody loves
Mitch and Sean. You guys are the greatest duo.
Fantastic.
That team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
Welcome into the Post Game Pints podcast. Campbell, Gallo, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you want, Happy New Year. I'm feeling very festive today. Mitch, if you're watching on YouTube, I have decided to go with the green and red Christmas jerseys of the New Jersey Devils today. So keeping it festive, I've got my Christmas stocking in the background. So I hope you guys are ready for another jam-packed show of the Post Game Pints podcast. Mitch, what are you drinking over there?
Sean, by the way, love the jersey.
I know you do.
Big fan. Brings me back. I am drinking Blonde, James Blonde. I had a stronger beer earlier today, one that clocked in at 10%. Alcohol level, so I am going to go a little bit later on my second beer.
All right. By the way, just want to let you know, Post Game Pints podcast brought to you by LaBrosse Brewery. Check them out, LaBrosse.com. Mitch, we are days away from the release of the Campbell Play-by-Play IPA and the Angry Gallo Ale. We are actually, kind of in competition of each other to see who's going to sell out their beer first. So I encourage you to go get 3 Campbell Play-by-Play IPAs and 1 Angry Gallo Ale when you get a little 4-pack. I mean, you could get an 8-pack and do 6 and 2 if you want, but that's the way I want you to roll. I know Mitch wants it the other way. That's how I'm going to do. I still, the Angry Gallo Ale, it sounds terrific. The hint of coffee in there. I know we had Dan on not that long ago. I am so looking forward to the release of these beers, courtesy of LaBrosse. You got to get them right before the holidays. Perfect stocking stuffer. The 23rd, they open at 10 a.m. I'm actually going to be there, Mitch. 10 a.m. I'm going to be there for the launch of the beer. So if you need me to sign a can or something, just let me know.
I'm really looking forward to it. And Sean, I recommend people get there as quickly as they can.
Limited edition.
Limited. Well, you got the T-shirts being sold, and I'm told that there's going to be a very special prize for one of the jersey numbers. So there's going to be 20 Campbell jerseys, 20 Gallo jerseys. So just make sure you also get there and get one of the jerseys or T-shirts, I should say, before they run out of stock.
Yeah, check it out. The 23rd, get there early. Perfect Christmas stocking stuffer, especially for that one that's going to pick up the jersey and the T-shirt and go, who's Gallo? And, that would be great. We got plenty to get to. We're going to talk a little NBA, a little basketball, Supermax contract being handed out. Also, goaltending in Canada. Besides Carey Price, who's the best goalie in Canada? Maybe there's one that's actually better than Carey Price. But, Mitch, why don't we start things off talking National Hockey League and the rapid fire? Which team in the National Hockey League needs a little bit more love and is getting no love right now as we approach the return to play?
Yeah, well, Sean, the team, I find they never get the love that they deserve. But I always look, okay, which team is really good on defense 1 through 6, and which team has one elite line that can hurt you offensively. If you have those two things, I think you're going to be a pretty good team. And I feel like, and don't get me wrong here, I don't think, they're the favorite to win the Stanley Cup, but the favorites get the love. So that's why I'm going a little bit off the board. I'm going to say the team that should be talked about more is the Carolina Hurricanes. I really like what the Hurricanes have on the blue line. They have a guy who could potentially win a Norris Trophy, would have been in the running last year if not for significant injury with Dougie Hamilton. I think Teravainen is one of the more underrated players in the league. And
Yes,
I really think
yes. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but yes, that guy gets no love. And when people ask me for underrated players, I say Teravainen right away. So I am jumping on board and saying yes, Mitch.
And Sean, I really think that you look at Svechnikov and what he was able to do in his second season in the league. Now you add, more experience, more confidence. And I think he's going to take it even to another level. And he's one of those bright stars of the game that people don't talk about because he plays in Carolina, but he's really, really good. So I'm going to go with Carolina as a team that deserves a little bit more love.
All right. I think, Mitch, I'm going to make you angry with my answer. I really do. And by me saying that, you know who I'm going to say?
Are you going to say Ottawa?
No.
So
It's not me. I'm not going to say Ottawa. I'm going to say the other team that makes you very angry all the time because I think a lot of people are dismissing them. They have been an elite team in the National Hockey League for a very long time. But everybody believes this is the year that they're going to take a step back and they're not going to be any good anymore. Well, I'm going to disagree with that. And I'm sorry, we spoke about this on the Post Game Pints podcast just a couple episodes ago when you asked who's the next original six team to win the Stanley Cup. I don't think anybody's giving enough love to the Boston Bruins. Is Zdeno Chara and Torrey Kruger gone? I get that. And maybe Chara, he might be coming back. It doesn't really matter if he does or doesn't. It doesn't change the dynamic of the team. Maybe it changes the leadership group that they have. But they still have the best line in the National Hockey League in Pasternak, Marchand, and Bergeron. You could argue with me if you want, but I still think they're the best line in hockey. Tuukka Rask might not come. We don't know what's going to be happening with Tuukka Rask right now. And if he does come back, they have one of the best duos in goal in the National Hockey League. Sure, they have some issues to figure out on their blue line, but they have depth. This is a team that knows how to win. They were one of the better teams last year, and everybody's like, the Boston Bruins aren't going to be that good. They didn't lose half their roster. So I just feel people are dismissing the Boston Bruins way too quickly and think that their fall is going to be so great. They might fall, but I don't think it's going to be great.
Yeah, well, with Boston, I think it's a matter of how much they tumble. I think that you make some good points as far as their skill level is concerned. But if you're a Bruins fan, you have to be concerned with the fact that, their three best players went under the knife. We have a 56-game schedule. Like, I don't know what kind of condition these guys are going to be in to start the season.
Yeah, but they're still the best here, Mitch. And here's the thing. I understand that the worry is, the Bruins are going to take a tumble. I'm with you. I think they're going to come down a little bit, but I also think Tampa Bay is going to come down a bit. And I think that there's a couple teams. The East, I don't even know what it's going to be. The East, the Metropolitan, the Canadian.
But that's the thing about Tampa Bay. They're not going to come down because of the division that they get placed in.
No, but they're going to be coming down to wherever when it comes what's all said and done. I just feel people are dismissing the Bruins, and they shouldn't dismiss the Bruins. That's an incredibly quality team. That's all. Yeah,
I think people realize they're still a good team. I just, if they're not among the top anymore, how close to the middle of the pack are they actually? And I guess we'll have to wait and find out. All right, Sean.
If they're in that division, it's going to be really tough, though.
So let's have another fun debate and talk about the goaltending position in the Canadian division. I would like to know who you think the best goaltender playing on a Canadian team is, other than Carey Price. And that's just because I know how we both feel about Price, and even he could be debated here. But who's the next best goalie in Canada if we eliminate Price from the equation?
All right. I think there's only two possible answers here, but the only answer is, was Carey Price nominated for a Vezina last year?
No.
Was Connor Hellebuck nominated and won a Vezina last year?
Yes.
The answer is Connor Hellebuck. Connor Hellebuck's the answer. And I'm going on his performance of what he did last year with a Winnipeg Jets team that probably benefit from not having Dustin Byfuglien on it, but they still have some problems on that blue line, and they lost a lot of their big pieces, and it fell on him. And I think that's one of the reasons he got a lot of the votes. I get it, because the blue line wasn't that great in front of him. And when you start looking at the blue lines around the Canadian division or in the East, you're starting to look at the Canadians. Oh, that's some pretty solid players on that blue line for Ben Sherrod, Shea Weber, Jeff Petrie. Oh, they picked up Edmondson. This Romanov kid's going to be great. Kulak's finally into the position that he should be playing. So there are some things there with Carey Price, but I think the answer is Connor Hellebuck. There's another goalie. I'm not going to mention him right now because you only asked for one name. But I think it's, if you're talking about the best goalies in Canada, it's Connor Hellebuck or Carey Price. And one was outstanding last year. The other one was outstanding in the playoffs in Carey Price. And I think the battle it is between those two goalies.
Yeah, well, Sean, I think, as far as the question's concerned, you have to look at it as who you would take right now on your team. I understand the results of the trophies, and I find goaltending a harder position to judge because, these guys play in different systems with different players in front of them. Like, all right, if I'm going to start a team, how am I going to rank these goaltenders? And I'm sorry, like the inconsistency with Connor Hellebuck, like he was great last year. I can't take anything away from his performance last year, but this guy's been up and down like a yo-yo as far as his
so
NHL
are we going with careers or are we going?
No, we're going with who you would take if you had to pick a goalie. Who you put in between the pipes for your team?
And I'm not allowed to take Carey Price?
No.
Okay, well, I'm still going to go Connor Hellebuck because he's one of the hottest and better goaltenders right now. But I'll tell you, the other answer, I'm going to let you answer. You haven't answered yet. I don't want to say the other guy until you answer.
Well, I'm not even going to say the other guy that you want to say because I know how you think. And by the way, you hated him for quite a long time, and you hate the goalie that I'm going to say too. But I'm going to say
you're thinking about the wrong goalie then, so that's great. I love it. Go. You don't know who I'm thinking.
I guess not, unless you're going to really surprise me. The guy I'm going to go with Frederik Andersen after Carey Price. I know you didn't really dislike him as a goalie, but I think he's really good.
No. Anderson, like right away, I was like, okay, Ottawa, no, I don't like Murray. Anderson, no. Okay, let's go to Edmonton, no. And then the answer is between Vancouver and Calgary. And I'm sorry, you know how I feel about Markstrom. I know he was great last year, but I'll take Hellebuck over Markstrom any day of the week. But if you're asking about the other goalie, it's Braden Holtby. I'm sorry, I'm going to go Braden Holtby. He is in Washington. He's a winner. He's going to help the Vancouver Canucks get to that next level.
John, you just showed me the one position that we don't see eye to eye on ever is goaltending.
Okay, that's fine. But out of all those goalies that we just mentioned, which one raced the Stanley Cup?
Well, Sean, I think Carey Price is the best out of all the goalies we mentioned, and he hasn't won a cup. That's a team accomplishment.
Yeah, I know it's a team accomplishment.
Antti Niemi won a Stanley Cup. Like, what are you talking about?
Congratulations, Antti Niemi. But I'm just saying, if you're trying to decipher between a few, I'm going to say one won a Vezina, one won a cup, blah, 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 blah. I know I'm not allowed to say Carey Price. So to me, it's Hellebuck or Holtby. I'm sorry. I'm not going to Anderson because I think that the only way the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup is when they get rid of Anderson. And because I like a lot of the things that the Leafs have done, but I think that's going to be something they're going to fall flat on their face with.
And any goaltender would look spotty if they had the team that Frederik Andersen has playing in front of him, playing in front of them. He's a good goalie.
Ask Hellebuck. He won a Vezina with a spotty blue line. Anderson didn't. And he has one of the better defensemen in the league in Morgan Riley in front of him.
Yeah, I disagree with you. Hellebuck's had one good year. Frederik Andersen posts the same statistics year after year after year.
I'll take Hellebuck, Holtby, Markstrom, Demko, Murray, all over Anderson. And I don't even like that.
We big time disagree.
I hate Matt Murray. I don't even like that guy, and I'll take him over Anderson.
Yeah, we big time disagree.
So let's make a bet.
Well, how are you going to make a bet out of this?
I don't know. We got time. Something to do with goaltendings.
Yeah, well, we definitely got time.
Because one, here's the thing. Like, how do we want to grade the goaltending? Is it with wins? Because there's a team factor. Is it how far they go in the playoffs? Another team factor. Is it in voting of the Vezina? Because that's kind of individualistic. Save percentage. I don't know. We'll figure out something. We'll come up with some weird mathematical equation to grade the goalies in Canada and your love of Freddie Anderson and my hatred for him. We'll do something. Stay tuned in another episode of the Post Game Pints podcast.
All right.
All right, what do we got next?
Sean, Giannis Antetokounmpo re-signs with the Milwaukee Bucks on a 5-year max deal. Are you disappointed that he stays in Milwaukee? Did you want to see him go elsewhere?
Look, I'm a Green Bay fan, so I got a soft spot for Wisconsin. Not really the Bucks. They're not really my team. You know who my team is.
Isn't Aaron Rodgers involved with that team?
He's a part owner, and he actually released a statement. He was quite happy that Giannis signed. He got the super max deal. I know that you're probably upset because you are a big-time Toronto Raptors fan. There's talk about how the Raptors were going to make their play on him to bring him to Toronto. They've wanted him since the draft. He's turned into an incredible player at such a young age. I'm not disappointed that he's gone. The only team that I would want, I would have hated to see him go to the LA Lakers. Toronto's a little smaller market. I think that would have been fun. I love Giannis. I think they'd be great. And the only team I'd want to see leave is go to my team, the Portland Trail Blazers. How about Damian Lillard, an older guy that knows how to shoot? But I'm telling you, other than that, I was happy that he signed. I wasn't upset. I know that people like super teams and like seeing him go. I like to see that loyalty. And now it's a good rooting. Small market guy. He doesn't have too much help. They did go trade and get some guys. They're going to be probably one of the best teams, or if not the best team in the East. I don't know if they're going to be able to get them by the Lakers in the final, but I like that he signed. I like that he made that commitment to a small market. Those guys, those fans in Wisconsin, they're loyal to their small market, and I'm glad he's there.
Yeah, well, you know what? I would have liked to have seen him go to the Toronto Raptors, but I wasn't hell bent on it, and I'm actually happy that he signed this deal with the Bucks, because small market team, yes, but Sean, I grew up a huge fan of the Montreal Expos, and we lost so many players. Not only could we not get free agents to come here, but we lost so many players. And I remember as a young Expos fan, when Vladimir Guerrero signed a pretty hefty contract, especially by Expos standards, the contract before he left in 2003 to go play with the Angels. And I was so happy that he was staying, because he was our star. And even at that time, one player playing right field wasn't enough to win games and be competitive, but it got me to the ballpark just to go see him play. But in basketball, one player can be a significant catalyst for wins and losses because of how much they play and how much they have the ball and how much of an impact they can have on a game. Now, yes, the best teams have 2 or 3 of those guys, and we saw Milwaukee make a lot of changes in the offseason. But I'm happy because Milwaukee kind of reminds me of Montreal. And if I was a fan of the Bucks, I would want to see Giannis stay, because I've seen too many superstars on teams other than mine. Look, I think it's a situation where he's comfortable there. He was brought up through their system. They drafted him. And, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I like also the fact, Sean, that instead of being like, okay, I'm going to go and put my ducks in a row, sign with a team, and then we're going to form a super team, he's like, no, I'm going to stay in Milwaukee, and players are going to want to come join the Bucks because I'm here, and I can form my super team that way.
Yeah, he wants to be the anchor. He doesn't care where it is. He kind of saw the same thing with LeBron in Cleveland, right? Cleveland's not a big market. He said, I'm gonna go back to Cleveland, win a championship for them. I know this is where I started. I left to go do my thing in Miami, and then he did that. And now he's like, I'm gonna go and rekindle the LA Lakers, one of the greatest franchises in the NBA. And maybe down the line, Giannis is going to go somewhere, but I like that he's staying with Milwaukee. I know you made that connection to the Expos. It just, when you say Milwaukee Expos, first thing I thought of was Bud Selig, and then I puked a little bit in my mouth. So
yeah, well, hey, that's fair.
Puked in my mouth. I'm writing down possible podcast names. I'm just letting you know.
That's going to get people to click.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to make you angry, Gallo, too.
All right. So what do we got coming up next on the podcast?
Well, we got another classic sports argument, of course, brought to you by LaBrosse Brewery, labrosse.com. Check them out. Just a couple days away from the Campbell Play-by-Play IPA and the Angry Gallo Ale. Order ahead, because trust me, it's going to go fast. What's the argument? Now, what are we arguing here?
All right, John. The argument today is who is the second best player after Mario Lemieux in hockey history to only play for one team?
Ooh, I like
Now,
that
see,
question.
what's fun about this argument is you look at the top players in hockey history, they all played on more than one team. Besides Lemieux, obviously, only Pittsburgh. But Gretzky with New York and St. Louis and LA, or Bobby Orr with Boston and Chicago, or Mark Messier with the Rangers and the Oilers and the Canucks, or who else would you put in the top of hockey history?
Marcel Dion played for a couple teams. You think Jaromir Jagr is one of the greatest of all time. And
Played on like 10 teams.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Gordie Howe, Sean. Gordie Howe played on more than just the Red Wings.
All right.
So,
okay, so you go first because I already have my answer. I know where I'm going, and I don't think you have the same as me, but go ahead.
well, I was looking very carefully at this, and I think there's only two correct answers.
And I think there's only two correct answers, but here's the funny thing. I think your two correct answers and my two correct answers, we only have one of the same of those two correct answers.
You think
Go.
so?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think we only
now,
have one of the same.
Now, based on the argument, I'm going to, like a relocation does not count.
Okay. So now I already know your two.
So my guy is Joe Sakic. I am going to go with Joe Sakic as the top player ever to only play for one team. Joe Sakic has the most career overtime goals in the playoffs ever. He is the captain of a Stanley Cup championship team twice. He's in top 10 in virtually every different category. And Sean, you know I have a bias with the Colorado Avalanche. That's one of my teams that I love rooting for. And now he's making his way as an executive too. Not that that factors in here, but it's fun to point out. So I'm going to go with Joe Sakic as the greatest ever to only play for one franchise.
Okay, so I didn't have Joe Sakic in my two. And I know Joe Sakic's part of the conversation, okay? I understand that you're talking about the greatest of all time to play for one team. But I'm going to go a different route here. And I know that you know which franchise I'm going to go with. But the both players that I thought are on this same franchise. And I'm sorry, I'm not going with the forward. I'm going with the defenseman. And I think the second greatest player to stay with his franchise the whole way is Nicklas Lidstrom. And Nick Lidstrom, like let's just be honest here. Very, very honest. Joe Sakic, when you talk about the greatest of all time, okay, and you want to go greatest of all time, and you talk about forwards, you would probably get to Joe Sakic around number 10, maybe 8, maybe 12, not likely in the top 5. Can we be honest? You just said Joe Sakic, right? Nick Lidstrom, when you go greatest of all time, and you want to talk defenseman, you probably won't go 3 names before you mention Nick Lidstrom. He was that great. I understand Bobby Orr's there. You could have the debate about Doug Harvey, Ray Bourque. There's so many great defensemen, but Nick Lidstrom is right there and right at the top of the greatest defenseman ever. And just because he didn't get the point accumulation of Joe Sakic, I don't care. If you're talking about the greatest of all time to play for one franchise, and I can't say Mario Lemieux, my answer is Nick Lidstrom. And I think Nick Lidstrom from Norris trophies, not just as in his prime. He won Norris trophies at 40 years old. He had over 60 points as a 40-year-old. And that's offensively. You're supposed to dial it down and be the defensive specialist. This guy won Stanley Cups, captain of his team, like knew what he was doing. There's no doubt about it for me. My answer is Nick Lidstrom. And I know when I went Detroit, you thought the crossover is Steve Yzerman or it's going to be Joe Sakic. Steve Yzerman's number 2 or number 3 on my list. I even put Steve Yzerman ahead of your Joe Sakic because Steve Yzerman had more points than even Mario Lemieux did. I know in a different amount of games. But I knew that was going to be the crossover. Steve Yzerman, we have to give him some love because I think he's on both our lists. And you went Joe Sakic. I'm going Nick Lidstrom. But the greatest of all time to play on one team, not named Mario Lemieux, Nick Lidstrom for me. I'm sorry, I'm going with him number 2.
Yeah, you know what? I like the Nick Lidstrom. Like, you know how much I appreciated him as a player. And one of those guys that did it so quietly at times, but he was just so solid in every way. So I like the Lidstrom answer. I thought the answer was either Sakic or Yzerman, but I'm gonna cede you your Lidstrom. It's a great response. It's funny because I was trying to think, okay, let's not just look at the top point getters of all time and, pluck the two top guys. So I was like, okay, what about the goaltending position? And Sean, like some of the top guys up front, like the goaltenders all moved around. When you look at like Marty Brodeur, yeah, he's known for the Devils, but he played for the Blues.
He ruined it. He went to the Blues. He ruined it all.
Dominic Hasek played for Detroit and played for Ottawa. Patrick Waugh played for the Canadiens and Colorado. Like Jacques Plante moved around. You look at all these top goaltenders in hockey history, and they all seem to bounce around for whatever reason.
Yeah, some good answers. I knew that the best thing is I knew you were going to say Joe Sakic or Steve Yzerman, and I knew I was going Steve Yzerman or Nick Lidstrom. I knew you were not going to go Nick Lidstrom, but you know that that's probably the correct answer.
It's a great player.
Amazing player. Now, you know what? I need a Detroit Red Wings Nick Lidstrom jersey. I do.
And you know what, Sean? Super classy guy. Nice dude.
Yeah. Seemed pretty nice. I think, didn't you ask that question online, like the nicest guy in hockey? And the first thing, and I said, back then, Nick Lidstrom, now Nick Backstrom.
Yeah, wait, it's something about those Swedes, right?
Yeah.
Except for my boy Forsberg. He wasn't that nice on the ice.
No, he wasn't. All right. So the good class sports arguments. Have your say on comments, YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes. Subscribe. Tell your friends all about the Post Game Pints podcast. Is it time? Is it time for another pop quiz?
Yes, sir. It is. Woo!
Am I doing it? Are you doing it? Who's doing the pop quiz this time? I have no idea. Who's doing the pop quiz? Dave!
Hey!
Dave Trenadewey from Trenadewey Entertainment. Congratulations on great funny acts of kindness that you guys were able to put together with Joey Elias and Derek Seguin this past weekend. Good job, Dave.
Thank you. It was a great success.
Hey, Dave.
Yes.
Is that a Christmas tree I see?
Yes.
I was yelled at last time. It's like part of a Christmas tree.
Well, I was yelled at last time by you guys, so I figured I'd give you half of what you guys wanted and half of what I wanted.
Yeah.
So we got a plain ball and a bit of a...
Dave, you need like something back there. Like, look, like right there, I have like NHL 94.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty cool.
There. Okay? Like you have nothing on your wall. You need... Gallo, maybe we need to get him something to put on his wall.
Well, in a few days, there'll be a couple of, jerseys, T-shirt jerseys released at
Damn right.
Brewery. I think
there you go.
Really good.
That's the spirit, Dave.
By the way, Dave, you answered. You want to answer the classic sports argument?
I do. We're running a bit out of time here. We're running short on time, but yes, my answer is always newer players. I think they have they're in better shape, they're better conditioning, better equipment, they're better athletes. So my answer would be Sidney Crosby, and if you were to ask another one, it'd be Alex Ovechkin. I think.
By the way, for someone that said we were short on time, you took a long time to answer that.
I'm sorry. Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and Dave, who knows? Those guys might not only play for one team.
Fair. But you asked for now. As of now, that would be my answer.
All right, pop quiz, Dave, go.
All right, pop quiz, and Max Domi, Josh Anderson just traded, so I want to know the top 10. There have been 20 players that have played for the Habs and the Blue Jackets. Both players. I want to know the top 10 who have the most games. We're going to rank them by games played for the Canadians. So the longest-serving Canadians who have also played for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Longest-serving Canadian that have played for the Blue Jackets.
Yes, there are 20
Blue
players.
Jackets.
All right, Sean, do you want to start or am I starting here?
Go ahead.
I'll go with Turner Stevenson.
No, he's not in the top 10. He didn't play enough games.
Ah!
It's most games with the Canadians, though, right?
Yes.
That's how they're being ranked?
Yes.
Most game with the Canadians that played for the Blue Jackets. How's my boy Ron Hainsey?
Ron Hainsey played 32 games for the Canadians. Did not make the list.
I know.
He did not make the list?
Well, no, he's on the list, but he didn't.
He
play
just
enough
it's
games.
the most games with the Canadians. He played more with the Blue Jackets.
Exactly.
I was just strutting, Mitch. I was just strutting knowledge there. I was just strutting knowledge. Hashtag strutting knowledge. Name that podcast.
Dave, how about Max Domi?
Well, no, that doesn't count. He hasn't played yet.
Okay.
He will not-
I thought it was a bit of a trick.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He hasn't played yet. Does not qualify.
How
what's
about
our
more?
timer
How's
at,
this?
Dave?
Sorry.
What's our timer at?
7 minutes. Well, 8
That's
minutes.
fine. Okay, how's this? I'm gonna strut some more knowledge and just give an answer that I know is wrong.
Okay.
Mark Denis.
Mark
He
Denis.
played one game with the Habs.
Only one game, so that does not count.
Played one game with the Habs.
Dave, what about Lyle Oldline?
Yes, he is number 2. 472 games with the Canadians. Lyle Oldline, number 2, so it's 1-0 Mitchie.
Yeah, I know. I told you I was giving up points just because I want to strut knowledge
All
of
right.
guys that do play limited time with the Canadians. That's all I'm doing. Let's go Columbus Blue Jackets. And that was me strutting knowledge, was just me trying to buy time. I was just trying to buy time. Oh, man. Columbus Blue Jackets players that played with the Canadians or Canadians that went to the Blue Jackets.
There are some recent ones. They're mostly all recent. Number 1's going to be a tough one because he didn't play much for Columbus.
He didn't play much for Columbus?
No.
And you told us Max Domi doesn't count.
No.
I don't know, man. I'm like at a loss. I can't even think of Columbus Blue Jacket roster right now. This is like, all right. Go ahead, Mitch. You take your 2-0 lead.
Hey, man, I like this because this is pretty tough.
Oh no, he's making me think right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm trying to think of the Columbus Blue Jackets roster. There's a couple guys, and I keep thinking, and I think of the players on the Blue Jackets. I'm like, they never played for the Habs. You know,
One of them.
Like, I wish they.
Can you give us some kind of clue, Dave?
Hold on. I got.
Okay,
Thomas
go ahead.
Thomas Tatar.
Tatar. I don't think Tatar played for
I'm
Columbus.
just having fun now. I
Okay.
don't even know.
One of them is an assistant general manager in the NHL. Recent.
What kind of category is this? 1-0 Mitch. This is awesome.
Campbell? Who is the guy who got hit in the head with a puck?
Which guy that got hit in the puck? What do you mean?
The Canadiens player.
They got hit in the head of the puck when?
2014.
2014. I have no. I don't even know the reference you're referring to.
All right.
He was the son. He
you
was like
said-
the grandson of a former player.
You said Thomas.
Jeffrey on.
He never played.
Yeah,
for
what about
Columbus.
Jeffrey on?
He never played for Columbus.
No.
But he's the assistant GM in Columbus now.
Oh, okay, fine, but he's not the. Okay.
He's not
so-
the
Thank you,
assistant GM in
Campbell.
Columbus. He's
Thank
saying
you.
that he's saying that assistant GM in the National Hockey League, not
Right.
Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah,
another,
I got it.
another hint is the top one is somehow related to Thomas Tatar. In a way, if you think about it, he was kind of involved in a deal involving Thomas Tatar. Kind of.
He was kind of involved with the deal with
Like
Thomas
his
Tatar.
trade tree involves Thomas Tatar.
His trade tree. Pacioretty did not play for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
No, but
I'm just letting you know.
how did Pacioretty come to be with the Canadians?
So you're saying Josh Georges played for Columbus?
No, he was
No.
also acquired with. But who did the Canadians trade to get?
Craig Rivet?
There you go. Yes,
He
he's
played for
number one.
Columbus?
He played 14 games for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I did not know that.
I did not. Look, I learned about Craig Rivet. Hey, Craig Rivet, congratulations. You played for Columbus. I do not remember you playing for Columbus.
There's some recent players too that you guys should
Whatever.
know.
Hey, 1-1. I take that point. I'm
All
taking
right.
that point. At this point, if number 1 is Craig Rivet and number 2 is Lyle Odeline, I'm taking the points. I'm taking the points. I thought I was strutting knowledge with Ron Hainsey and Mark Denis. I thought that should give me some sort of bonus points as Mark Denis played one game with the Canadians.
At this point, I'll
Yeah.
take any player that's played for both teams. It doesn't have to be in the top 10.
All right, so what's the
Another goalie. Think about a goalie.
Steve Mason.
No, he never played for the Canadians.
Yeah, it was Chris Mason the Canadians picked up, wasn't it? That they bought
But
him.
he also never played.
They had Steve Mason too. That's why I said it.
They picked him up in that trade dump deal, I think, with
Another goalie. I'm like David Abisher.
a backup goalie.
Matthew Garon.
Yes.
There's no way Matthew Garon played for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I swear. Think about it.
I don't remember this at all.
A funny defenseman. Well, I mean, a defenseman who got, I don't know if he was suspended, but at least fined for doing something funny.
Oh, James Wisniewski.
Yes, James Wisniewski. There you go.
James Wisniewski.
Another guy kind of in that mold, not in that mold, but around the same time as that, a defenseman. Played a long time for the Canadians. Played 221 games for the Canadians.
221 games is not a long time.
Marc-Andre Bergeron.
No.
Good guess, though. I was like, yes, you're right, Mitch. He played for Columbus. I had no idea.
All right, so we're under 2 minutes here. So do you want me to just name them off?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
Yes, please. Gallo, congratulations. I'm taking, you know what? I win 3-2. I'm taking my Ron Hainsey, and I'm taking my Mark Denis points.
All right, we might have
That
to
would
give
make it
to you.
3-3 though.
All right,
Okay,
so
fine. 3-3. We're tied.
tie. So there was Yaroslav Spacek, number 3. Mathieu Darche, number 4.
Kind of remember that.
Rene Bourque, number 5. Scott Lachance, number 6. Andrew Castles, number 7. Manny Malhotra, number 8. And then you had like Mike Blunden, Michael Chaput, Stéphane Matteau, Thomas Vanek, Francois Beauchemin, Ron Tugnutt.
Let's name that podcast.
I was going to guess Ron Tugnutt. Damn it. I swear I was going to guess Ron Tugnutt. I didn't know if he played for the Canadians.
Can we just name that podcast Worst Quiz Ever?
I think it was the best quiz ever.
I actually think it might be the best quiz ever.
It might be. Congratulations, Dave.
Yes.
I also said strut knowledge and Gallo, I'm going to make you angry.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one. I'm going to make you angry, Gallo. I like that one.
All right, my head hurts.
Yeah, my head hurts. Don't forget, December 23rd, pick up your beer at LaBrosse,
Yes.
LaBrosse.com, 133 LaBrosse in Point Claire, Campbell
Pick your
play-by-play IPA, and the Angry Gallo.
Well, how's that for your entertainment value?
They've done their job very, very well.
Come on.
VBF.